Hello and welcome to Dishing Delights. My name is Jenica and today I'm going to share with you another week of dinners. Today's video is in collaboration with Megan over at Megan's Story.
Hi, I'm Megan, and my channel is Megan's Story. We love to have so much fun on our channel, and we're just a little crazy, just saying. So we put together some clips from our channel to show you what we're all about. But anyway, I'll explain. So on our channel, we have lots of videos. They include grocery hauls, and shop with me's, what's for dinners, and we love to take you along on our many field trips. And sometimes we just like to grab the camera and bring you along for whatever adventures bring us that day. We also have tons of lifestyle videos as well. I hope that you join us and subscribe today. So I hope you come on over to our channel and see what we have going on over at Megan's Story. And thank you so much, Jenica. This was a lot of fun.
I'll have Megan's What's for Dinner video linked down below. Be sure to go check her out and let her know I sent you. Now let's get into the video. The first dinner we are going to have is taco salads. I was craving taco salad, and instead of ordering one from a local restaurant, I asked my husband to stop on the way home to get some Doritos, and while he was doing that, I browned up some ground beef with some pre-cooked onions and green peppers. I didn't add any taco seasoning this time. My husband prefers just the plain old ground beef on his taco salad instead. We are going to be making some taco salads. I have some spicy sweet chili Doritos. I have our lettuce. I have our burger that has some green peppers and onions in it. I have some cheese. I'm going to crunch up some Doritos. Ranch and sour cream.
Sour cream and hot sauce.
My husband's going to have his with some sour cream and hot sauce. And then on mine, I am going to cut up some tomatoes. And then I'm going to add a little bit of ranch onto mine. And that is what's for dinner. I am going to make a turkey chili. I have this 3 pounds of ground turkey. I'm going to take 1 pound out of this for another dinner, but we'll use 2 pounds of this for this recipe. I have these diced and caramelized onions and peppers, a can of crushed tomatoes, a can of chili starter, 2 cans of beans. I might add more than this, and then this frozen block of tomato juice that I need to use up as well. So I'm going to get this ground up and then we'll add everything else in. I'm going to take 1 pound of this turkey out. To this I'm going to add in my peppers and onions. I'm going to mix that together. I'm going to let that cook a little bit together, and then I'm going to make some sort of chili seasoning. I will link this chili seasoning recipe down below. Alright, I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon of chili powder. About a teaspoon of cumin. Some cayenne pepper. Some garlic and onion powder. A little bit of salt. And some pepper. Then I'm going to mix that up. I'm going to add in this block of tomato juice and kind of let that thaw out. And I'm going to open up all my cans while that's happening. So after this juice thawed out, I did a little bit of a taste test and it just needed a little something. So I doubled the seasonings and that was perfection. Now to this chili, we're going to add a can of crushed tomatoes. A can of chili starter. This is crushed and diced tomatoes. 2 cans of beans. Let's mix this up and then see what else we need. I'm going to add 1 more can of pinto beans. Now these are beans that I canned myself and these are the most amazing beans on earth. I swear if you have not canned beans, this is your sign to do so. Now I always add a little bit of sugar just to break down that acidity a bit anytime I have red sauce. And what I'm going to do is just let this simmer for at least an hour until we're ready to eat. This turkey chili turned out to be one of the best chilies I have ever made. We had a ton of leftovers. I'll share what we did with some of them in a little bit, but this was a winner for sure. This night I served it with sour cream, cheese, and jalapenos, and the second night I turned it into a chili cornbread casserole. Now I apologize that I sound angry in all of these clips, but I have been stuffed up all week, and as I listen back to myself, I am like, why do you sound like that? So I apologize. I am in recovery right now. I have chili in here. I'm going to toss this in the oven. The oven is at 350. And then once this is heated through, I'm going to add some cornbread on top. I am just going to make this Jiffy cornbread mix according to box directions. Alright, this has been heating up for a few minutes. I am going to add this cornbread topping. I'm going to sprinkle some cheese all over it and some jalapenos. And then we are going to put this back in the oven at 350 for 25 minutes. Nice. Now that that is done, I'm going to add a little bit more cheese to the top and some green onions. This is one of our favorite things to make with chili leftovers. Next time, I'm going to make sure that the chili is fully warmed up before I add the cornbread mixture, because it took a little bit longer to cook than normal. I cooked it for 30 minutes at 350 degrees, and I usually cook it in about 20 minutes, but this was still a 10 out of 10. This is going to be so delicious. And that is what's for dinner. We ended up having chili cornbread 2 nights in a row, and then the next night I wasn't feeling that well, so I made soup with homemade bone broth. I shared that in my last video, and then my husband requested some mac and cheese with ground beef. I have this box of mac and cheese and this ground beef that has some onions and peppers mixed in it. I just had some soup, so I'm just going to make this for my husband. I'm going to drain this a bit. I'm adding in my ground beef, and I have the heat on low. Now these are al dente, so I'm just going to cook these on low for a few more minutes. And that was super simple dinner on a night that I did not feel the best. The next evening I made some salmon patties and broccoli. I have some broccoli. I'm just going to toss about a pound of this in this casserole container. I have this garlic and herb seasoning. I'm just going to use the rest of that up. And I'm just going to bake this at 350 degrees until it's starting to brown on the edges. Now we are going to make some salmon patties to go alongside that broccoli. I have an egg here. Have about a tablespoon of all-purpose flour. And then I'm going to crush up some Ritz crackers. I use a little more than a half a cup. I'm going to add a little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of garlic and onion powder, some salt, and some pepper. We'll add in our canned salmon. Now this is skin on. Usually I use the skinless, but this is fine. use what you have in the back of your cabinet, and this is a can that's been in my cabinet for the longest. Now I do prefer the Members Mark canned salmon. It's really great quality. It tastes amazing. Going to add in a little bit of milk. A few more crackers. You'll just want to go by feel. See, this is why I love the Members Mark canned salmon, because there's not as many chunks that you don't want. Like sometimes when you eat canned salmon, I'll hear people say that they don't like that there's bones. And usually I'm like, I don't have that issue, but as you can tell, I'm taking out a lot of pieces that I do not want. So note to self, stick with the Members Mark canned salmon only. But you know what? We're not going to waste this. We are going to use it up. I think that's about good. You do not want to overmix. All right, let's make our salmon patties. This is real life. They're a little bit burnt. All right, I'm going to take my first batch off the heat. I secretly love these crispy bits that get left behind. I'm kind of sad that I didn't just use my good salmon, because I've been craving salmon patties. And these just don't look as good as my normal ones. But, oh well. We have our salmon patties here. And our broccoli. And that is what's for dinner. Super simple. I'm going to add a little bit of mayonnaise as a side to dip my salmon patties in. If you have yum yum sauce, that's really great with this. It is pizza day. So we are going to make like BBQ Cheeseburger Pizza with turkey. I know we're getting creative now. Now someone asked how I get this unstuck from the bag, and I just put a little bit of flour on my hand and slowly guide it out. I try not to break the bag so I can reuse it. Now for this, I am using barbecue sauce, some ground turkey, some mozzarella cheese, and a little bit of cheddar cheese that I am going to shred. I did it again, guys. I started shaving the cheese with it upside down. Of course. Now we'll grate the cheese properly. A little goes a long way with this cheese. All right, let's get everything around so that I just have to add it all to the pizza. Now, right now I'm just waiting for the oven to finish preheating to 550 degrees. I know that sounds extreme, but you want your oven as hot as it will get. I also have a cast iron pan in there preheating with it. Here is our preheated cast iron pan. Here is a little bit of cornmeal. And let's lay out our dough. Let's add some barbecue sauce. Then we are going to add our mozzarella sauce. Now we are going to add our ground turkey. And our white cheddar cheese. Honestly, if you add anything to a pizza, it'll be good. Now I'm just going to toss this in the oven. I didn't season the crust the last time and it turned out fine, so I'm going to do the same thing today. I'll see you in 12 minutes. I ended up tossing the rest of that turkey into the freezer because I'm not going to use it before it goes bad. So I'll save it for another time. Look at that. All right, I'm actually going to remove this from the cast iron pan. Oh, this looks perfect. I do have these green onions. And that is what's for dinner. I always go for the odd pieces. And of course, pizza with ranch. Thank you so much for watching another What's for Dinner video. Make sure you head over and watch Megan's video. It'll be linked in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.